Just listen to what the president has a habit of saying before answering reporters' questions. Watch this.
This last question I'll take, and I'm really going to be in trouble. I'm sorry I'm going to get in trouble with staff if I don't do this the right way. They gave me a list here. The first person I was instructed to call on was Kelly O'Donnell of NBC. I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
Who's calling the shots here? Kelly McEnany joins us. That's the question, isn't it, Kelly? Can you suggest who might be putting words in the president's mouth? Who is calling the shots? Is it Ron Klain? Is it Barack Obama? Who is it?
Well, look, I don't think that it is the vice president. She's unable to answer questions on televisions. I don't think she's able to combat a very stubborn Joe Biden. Jen Psaki, we know her opinion of the president taking freewheeling questions. She said it's not the best platform for him, so I'm sure she's urging him not to take questions. But Ron Klain would be my best guess. It was reported that some folks called him President Klain because he wielded so much power in the administration, although reporting suggests that perhaps he was against what President Biden did in Afghanistan. So if that's the case, maybe it really is Biden running the show, him and his stubborn self not listening to some of those around him.
Now, the media is blaming Trump for the president's failures in Afghanistan. How do you respond to that?
Well, first, as you've heard previously, President Trump orchestrated a conditions-based withdrawal. I spoke to several high-level ranking intelligence officials, people in the National Security Council who said emphatically, President Trump, when asked, how quickly do you think Afghanistan would fall if we did not have an interim government negotiated in place? And President Trump kept saying throughout the end of the administration, if we do not get a working government in place with perhaps the Taliban in coalition with the Afghan government, it would fall in 2 days. He knew the consequences of relinquishing Afghanistan, leaving entirely, withdrawing those last 2,500 troops without conditions being in place. One of those, namely, being a government in place. He would have never withdrawn those 2,500 troops.
Now, there's a briefing in progress right now, and we've heard the spokespeople say that our commanders in Afghanistan are still in touch with the Taliban. So we're still in there with what was normally considered a terrorist group, cooperating with them. How does this look on the world stage?
Oh, it looks pathetic. I mean, what do you think that Iran is thinking right now, and China and Russia seeing this United States weakness on the world stage? It's a very sad state of affairs. I can tell you this, President Trump, yes, of course, he did talk with the Taliban, but when he did do that, he made clear in no uncertain terms, in fact, I was told very, quote, graphic language, what the consequence would be if the Taliban hurt an American soldier. It's why an American soldier did not perish in that country for 18 months. Now, you have a government, General McKenzie calling the Taliban our Afghan partners, our partners. They clearly do not respect the United States of America, and now they run a country that's going to be a terror safe haven where reportedly 8,000 to 10,000 terrorists from Central Asia and beyond have flooded into this country that once was secure under the United States' control. Stuart, it's a travesty.
Kelly, can you just flesh this out a little? Because, as I understand it, President Trump was on the phone with a Taliban leader and laid down the law and said, you mess with one American and we know where you live and we'll come and get you. Did he actually say that?
That is correct, yes. And I spoke with General Kellogg. He said this. There were two conversations with Baradar, the head of the Taliban. The first one was strategically timed around the killing of Soleimani, strategically timed, because they wanted the Taliban leader to know, look what happened to Soleimani. It's why we're calling you now to put you on notice. The second phone call is exactly what you said. They said, if you harm an American, there will be consequences. And this was while, interestingly, Stuart, this was while American forces were assisting Afghan soldiers in killing Taliban. So we're killing Taliban at the time when they refrained from hurting an American troop because of the no uncertain terms President Trump made clear on that phone call.
Thanks for fleshing that out, Kelly, because I think that's a very important detail. All right, Kelly McEnany, always a pleasure. We'll see you again. Actually, we're going to be watching you on Outnumbered.